And hi, everybody. Welcome to Forbes Sports Money. I'm Bob Lorenz, joined as always by my co-host Michael Ozanian of Forbes Magazine. And joining us in studio, our good friend Sal Galatioto of Galatioto Sports Partners. So we're going to start with the newest Forbes valuations. This time around, you crunched the numbers on the NBA. When you did it last year, Michael, you counted for the new TV deal, which kicks in next season. That accounted for those increases. But what about this year? They're up 11%. Why?
You know, Bob, you mentioned a new TV deal. That went up threefold, which we knew before the values. We're seeing the same thing as we saw with the national media deal now, with local TV deals going up 2 to 3 times and league-wide sponsorship deals going up 2 to 3 times. For instance, the Timberwolves last season had a new local cable TV deal. This current season, the Atlanta Hawks, the New York Knicks, they have new cable TV deals that are up 2 to 3 times their previous deal. In 2017, the Wizards have a new cable TV deal. The Brooklyn Nets have a new cable TV deal. There'll be several more teams also within the next 3 years starting much more lucrative local TV deals. That, combined with the league-wide sponsorship deals, are why team values are up 11% year over year to an average team value of $1.25 billion.
All right, so when they did the new CBA with the league a couple of years ago, Sal, we talked about that having an impact and making it more attractive for buyers. Is that still having an effect?
Absolutely. Virtually every team is profitable. The one that isn't, it's kind of self-inflicted. So every team is profitable. It makes it easier for buyers to look at these things. There's a lot of pent-up demand. No team has been sold since the Hawks. So there are a lot of buyers, no sellers right now. That also drives demand and drives price. It's a great alternative investment. It's not correlated to the stock market. People have worried about volatility. There are a lot of foreign buyers interested in moving assets into the United States. We still see a lot of potential demand from East Asia, not as much from the Middle East as oil prices have gone down. But domestic buyers, foreign buyers, everybody looks at the NBA. Basketball is really an international sport. It's arguably only one of 2 truly international sports. So, yes, that's going to drive prices. When limited partnership stakes in these teams are sold, for instance, you can see that the prices are going up.
All right, a couple of years ago, the valuations went up because they had the Ballmer effect, with Steve Ballmer writing that check for $2 billion and a little bit of pocket change for the L.A. Clippers. Since that time, we've seen the Hawks sell and the Nets sell, but very disparate numbers. Why is that?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that you bring that up because the Nets went for $1.7 billion, which also included the operating rights to the Barclays Center. And as you mentioned, the Hawks, $730 million, including the operating rights to Phillips Arena. So what we're starting to see in the NBA, because the Nets are the only team that had an operating loss last season, yet they went for so much more than the Hawks. And I think a lot has to do with the market. You know, there is this premium that buyers are willing to pay for a market like New York or Los Angeles. And I think that speaks to beyond profitability. It speaks to the cachet of being in that market, and it's very real.
And it really sounds like we're talking about most of the teams now, Sal, are haves, and they're not have-nots, right? Just the Nets are the
That's
one.
correct. And the interesting about the Nets is that the Nets also had a new building. So you have a new building. It's Brooklyn. It's the New York market. You're getting a bifurcation. Some of the smaller franchises, they're appreciating in value, but not as quickly as the large ones. And I think that's going to continue because buyers want high-profile assets.
All right, so everything sounds great, right? Everything's peaceful. But wait, there's more. The CBA, each side has an opt-out after the 2016 season here, Michael. So what do you think's going to happen? Is it going to be easy peasy or no?
You know, on the one hand, I want to say that yes, because the players are doing great. The owners are doing great. This should take 5 seconds to redo the CBA, but you have a new head of the Players Union, and you just wonder if she wants to make a mark. I think pushing much on this would be a mistake because, I mean, you know this better than me. I mean, I imagine potential buyers, the fact that teams aren't losing money has to be one of the big reasons why the values of these teams and the demand is so great.
It's a huge driver, right? The first check you write is the last check you write. You don't have to worry about subsidizing operating losses. If you change the collective bargaining agreement significantly and more teams start losing money, that's going to affect price, clearly.
Any idea, Sal, level of tension if either side opts out and they try and get a new deal done?
You know, I hope that doesn't happen. I think, as Mike said, everybody's making money. The league's doing well. Fan interest couldn't be higher. The players are doing extremely well. I think Adam Silver's such a great commissioner. I don't think he's going to allow a labor stoppage, and I think they're going to reach a fair and reasonable agreement. At least that's my hope.
I just have a sense that you're going to see the union try to, I'm not going to say they're going to be successful, but try to put something in and say, you know, we'll stick with getting 48% of basketball-related income, but we want to capture at least some of the appreciation in team values. And I don't know that owners are willing to go that way, but I'm just saying that's something they're going to try to do.
Sal, I don't think Sal's buying that.
I would be shocked if that ever happened. Look, anything is possible, but you know, these people work very hard to build these franchises. The players are very well compensated. That's their upside. And for years, these teams were losing money and people were subsidizing them, and then they sold them at what we thought was a profit. But if you took all their operating losses together, some of the teams really didn't sell at a profit.